Hey, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Module 14 of this course. We are moving rapidly close to the end of this course. And speaking of that, the week of April 24th to April 30th, so not this week, but 2 weeks from now, your World History Important Person paper is going to be due. Please, please, please. Do not forget about that. You might want to go ahead and start working on it, but it is going to be due the week of April 30th. So it'll be due April 30th. So just a reminder that that's upcoming. And this week we're looking at some really interesting aspects of communism. The first thing that I want to talk about for a moment is communism rears its really ugly head 1989 at an event that's going to be called Tiananmen Square, or as some people will say, the Tiananmen Square Massacre. And this is important because this is in China. You have these Communist Party dictators who are mandating what can be seen, what can be read, all of these restrictive policies. And there's a group of young people who are against communism. They don't think that it's helpful, and they are invested in what's known as democracy. And so these young students will want to protest, and they'll be pro-democracy advocates. And what they're going to do is they're going to go and stage protests. They're going to have sit-ins. They're going to march the streets. And in this one area known as Tiananmen Square in Beijing, they pretty much block it off. They just gather there. And as they're gathered there, they're marching, they're chanting. There's no violence being committed by these individuals. They're just using their voice and their presence to emphasize the dangers of communism. So this goes on for a little bit, and then a group of Chinese leaders see that this is a very negative look on China because it's starting to get into Western newspapers, and people in Canada, North America, and Europe or England, they're starting to watch this and like, oh, look what's happening in China. And China doesn't like that. And so they start to put the fist down, if you will, put your foot down against this group of people. And they do that by pretty much saying, hey, you got to break it up. You guys got to leave. You're not going to be allowed to do this. And at first, it's peaceful trying to get them to the pro-democracy guys to leave. But after a while, that's not working. And so they start bringing in heavy artillery, start bringing in weapons and tanks. And it's to the point now where the Chinese communist leaders are telling them, you've got to go. You've got to leave. And they don't leave. They stand firm in what they believe, but they also stand firm in their place. However, there comes a day in which the Chinese communist leaders decide to approach these protesters. And with tanks and weapons, it scares these protesters, and they basically, a lot of them start fleeing. And this massacre results in upwards of what we believe, possibly even more, but at minimum of 300 protesters die, along with 10,000 being arrested. And it just goes to show you how adamant communism was to restrict democracy or any types of democracy. And we see that even in some points today, people wanting to stand up for what they believe in and how they believe in it. So, the other thing that we'll talk about with China this week is Mao Zedong and also his one-child policy. So kind of keep in mind all of these things that are going on if you are someone who lives in China during this time, and how you respond to what the government is telling you you can or you cannot do. So those are your two assignments for this week. Don't forget about the paper. It's going to be due April 30th. As always, reach out to me if I can help you. If you have any questions, more than happy to assist. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I really appreciate all you're doing.